Hello, dear listeners. I am Mooncat. Tonight we go on a journey through the hidden realms of fairy folk, exploring their mysteries and legends. If you enjoy this journey, don't forget to like and subscribe. Now settle in, relax, and let's begin. In the heart of the mist-shrouded woodlands of Devon and Cornwall, there exists a realm of laughter, wonder, and the faintest touch of mischief. This is the domain of the Pixies, elusive beings whose presence has enchanted storytellers and wanderers for centuries. Pixies, or Piskies as they are often known in local folklore, are said to be among the most playful of all fairy folk. Tiny in stature, they are scarcely taller than a blade of grass, with delicate features and nimble movements. Unlike the winged fairies of many tales, pixies are wingless, relying instead on their extraordinary agility to dart through the underbrush and leap from branch to branch. Their skin carries a faint greenish hue, blending seamlessly with the moss and leaves of their woodland home, while their clothing, fashioned from petals and bark, echoes the textures of the forest itself. Legends tell of their love for dance, their feet leaving behind the iconic fairy rings that dot meadows and clearings. These rings, perfect circles of flattened grass or flourishing mushrooms, are said to be formed during their midnight revelries, where music as delicate as the wind plays, and their tiny forms twirl beneath the moonlight. But beware the charm of a pixie's laughter, for it is often the prelude to mischief. Known for their penchant for leading travellers astray, pixies delight in turning even the most seasoned woodsmen in circles, leaving them bewildered and lost. This, however, is never done with malice. To the pixie, such tricks are nothing more than harmless fun. A reminder, perhaps, of the unpredictability of the natural world they so fiercely protect. In local lore, it is said that to avoid a pixie's tricks, one must carry a piece of bread in their pocket or turn their clothing inside out to confuse the mischievous creatures. Others claim that a polite word of apology to the unseen pixies can sometimes win their favor, or at least prevent further mischief. Yet, for all their playful ways, pixies are also caretakers of the forest. They ensure the streams flow unimpeded, tend to the smallest of plants, and protect the woodland creatures from harm. Some say that if you sit quietly long enough, you may catch a glimpse of them, tending to their invisible gardens or guiding a lost bird back to its nest. The next time you find yourself in a forest clearing, surrounded by the symphony of rustling leaves and distant bird calls, pause for a moment. Look for a flicker of movement in the corner of your eye, or the faint sound of laughter carried on the breeze. Perhaps, just perhaps, the pixies are near. And now, from the playful pixies, we journey deeper into the forest, where ancient beings stand as guardians of the grove. As the forest deepens, the air grows cooler, heavy with the scent of damp earth and ancient bark. Here, in this sacred grove, we find ourselves in the presence of the Dryads, the elusive spirits of the trees. Dryads have long captured the imagination of those who wander beneath the sheltering canopy of great woodlands. These ethereal beings, so intertwined with the trees they inhabit, are thought to embody the very soul of the forest. In Greek mythology, they were revered as protectors of the groves, each dryad bound to a specific tree, most often the enduring oaks. Their appearance is as enchanting as the ancient woods they call home. Often described as feminine figures, their skin seems to shimmer with the texture of bark, smooth in some places, rough and weathered in others. Their hair cascades in tendrils of moss and leaves, ever changing with the seasons. Lush and green in spring, fiery in autumn, and dusted with frost in winter. Blending seamlessly with their surroundings, they are almost invisible to the untrained eye, their forms melting into the trees at will. The life of a Dryad is one of deep connection and duty. Bound to their trees, they live as long as the tree itself endures. Should their tree fall, the Dryad's spirit fades with it, a loss that weakens the fabric of the forest. This bond is both a blessing and a burden, as it compels the Dryad to fiercely guard their tree and the surrounding woodland from harm. In ancient lore, it is said that those who dared to harm a tree inhabited by a Dryad faced grave consequences. Some tales speak of curses, while others describe the forest itself rising to defend its guardian spirit. However, those who show respect and care for the forest may be blessed by a Dryad's unseen hand. Perhaps in the form of flourishing crops, clear water, or even guidance through the tangled woods. Dryads are more than protectors, they are caretakers of harmony, tending to their groves with an unseen grace. They coax new growth from the soil, nurture the creatures that dwell among the roots, and heal the forest from storms and scars left by time. To witness a Dryad's touch upon the earth is to glimpse nature at its most nurturing and resilient. Though sightings of these spirits are rare, moments of their presence can often be felt. A sudden hush in the forest, as if the trees themselves are listening. A whisper of movement in the corner of your eye, leaving only the faintest trace of mossy perfume in the air. These subtle signs remind us of the delicate balance they strive to maintain in their ancient realm. As we leave the grove, we carry with us a sense of wonder and reverence for the Dryads, the silent stewards of the woodland. They remind us that the forest is not merely a collection of trees, but a living, breathing entity rich with life and mystery. And now we follow the sound of running water to meet another spirit of nature. The Nymphs, guardians of the streams, rivers, and seas. As we follow the winding course of a crystal clear stream, the air becomes lighter, carrying the scent of fresh water and blooming wildflowers. It is here, beside the shimmering pools and cascading brooks, that we encounter the nymph spirits of nature, embodying the vitality of the earth's most enchanting places. Nymphs have graced the myths and legends of countless cultures, but it is in the Mediterranean world, particularly in ancient Greece, that their presence is most vividly celebrated. They are said to personify the natural elements they inhabit, rivers, springs, forests, and even the wind. Though varied in form and temperament, all nymphs share a deep, mystical bond with their surroundings, existing as both guardians and manifestations of the natural world. Among the most renowned are the water nymphs, divided into naiads, who dwell in freshwater springs, rivers, and lakes, and oceanids, whose essence flows with the boundless sea. Their forms are often described as ethereal, with luminous skin that shimmers like sunlight on water, and flowing hair that seems to ripple like current. Their movements are graceful and fluid, as though they are carried by the very waters they inhabit. Though water nymphs are among the most well-known, their kin span many landscapes. Dryad-like Oreads preside over the mountains, while Meliae nurture life in meadows and groves. Each type of nymph reflects the beauty and power of its environment, blending seamlessly with the natural world, yet standing apart with a quiet, otherworldly majesty. Legends paint nymphs as beings of both inspiration and mystery. It is said they inspire poets, musicians, and artists who wander into their domains, their beauty and song stirring creativity and wonder. Yet, they are not without their whims. Nymphs are deeply tied to their habitats, and their moods reflect the state of their environment. A pristine stream may host a playful and benevolent naiad, while a polluted one may stir her wrath, her waters turning turbulent and forbidding. Those who respect and protect the natural world may find themselves blessed by a nymph's favor, perhaps in the form of healing waters, a bountiful harvest, or safe passage through wild terrain. Conversely, those who bring harm may provoke the nymph's ire, an affront not only to her but to the very spirit of nature she embodies. Though rarely seen, the presence of nymphs is often felt in the serenity of a still lake, the vitality of a bubbling spring, or the cooling embrace of a mountain breeze. They remind us of the delicate balance between humanity and the natural world, and of the treasures found when we tread lightly upon the earth. As we leave the sparkling stream and its unseen guardian behind, we carry with us a sense of calm and reverence for the nymphs, spirits of water, wind, and wild places, ever present yet ever elusive. And now, from the flowing waters, we return to the warmth of the home where another fairy resides, the diligent and humble Brownies, keepers of the hearth. In the quiet hours of the night, when the world has grown still and slumber wraps the household in its embrace, there is said to be a gentle, unseen presence moving through the home. These are the Brownies, small, diligent fairy folk who take it upon themselves to care for the hearth and home while its human inhabitants rest. Brownies steeped in the folklore of Scotland and northern England are revered as helpful spirits, their humble work bringing order and harmony to the households they choose to inhabit. Standing no taller than a child's knee, they are described as wiry and nimble, with earthy weathered features and a preference for plain, practical clothing. Brownies are creatures of simplicity, eschewing finery for garments stitched from scraps or natural materials, which only further reflects their unassuming nature. Legends tell us that Brownies are devoted to their chosen homes, where they busy themselves with small but meaningful tasks. They sweep floors, mend broken items, and ensure the fires burn steadily through the night. Their presence is often felt rather than seen. A freshly swept floor upon waking, tools set neatly in place, or a loaf of bread rising perfectly in the oven. Yet Brownies are famously shy and secretive, vanishing at the slightest hint of attention. Despite their hard work, Brownies require little in return. A small offering left on the hearth, a bowl of cream, a slice of bread, or a spoonful of honey, is said to please them greatly. Such gifts, left humbly and without ceremony, are accepted with quiet gratitude, ensuring their continued favor. However, to overindulge or attempt to reward a Brownie openly is to risk offending their modest nature. Tales warn that a well-meaning but overly generous gift, such as fine clothes, may insult them, prompting their departure. Brownies are not without their quirks. They are known for their deep sense of fairness, which means that slovenly or unkind households may provoke their mischievous side. In such cases, a Brownie's pranks might manifest in creaking floorboards, misplaced items, or an overturned bowl of flour. Yet, Even in their mischief, brownies serve as gentle reminders of the balance they uphold, a harmony between effort, respect, and care for one's space. In some stories, brownies are seen as protectors, their presence warding off malevolent spirits or ill fortune. They are said to be deeply attuned to the rhythms of the home, fostering a sense of peace and stability for the families they watch over. To welcome a brownie into one's home is to embrace a partnership with the unseen, a bond built on mutual respect and gratitude for the small, everyday acts of care that keep life running smoothly. Though their work may go unnoticed by the eye, its effects are felt deeply in the heart of the home. As we leave the cozy warmth of the hearth, the brownie's quiet diligence serves as a reminder of the magic in simple, thoughtful acts. A magic that brings light and order to even the darkest corners. As the sun dips low on the horizon and twilight envelops the world, the air comes alive with tiny flashes of light. These delicate glimmers, fleeting and faint, are said to herald the presence of Sprites, dancers of the air and spirits of the ethereal. Sprites are among the most whimsical of fairy folk, their existence closely tied to the delicate rhythms of nature. These enchanting beings are often described as minuscule, no larger than a flower's petal, with translucent wings that shimmer like dew-kissed gossamer. Their forms, faintly luminous, seem to radiate a soft glow, illuminating their surroundings in hues of blue, green, or golden light. Legends place sprites in the heart of untouched meadows, blooming gardens, and forest glades, where they flit from flower to flower, spreading vitality and joy. Some believe their presence encourages plants to bloom and fruit to ripen, their dances weaving an invisible thread of life through the air. Unlike their playful cousins, the Pixies, sprites are rarely mischievous. Instead, they are thought to be gentle spirits, bringing harmony to the landscapes they inhabit. It is said that a sprite's laughter can lift the heaviest heart, its purity resonating like a bell through the evening air. They are also known to favor music drawn to the melodies of harps, flutes, and birdsong. Sprites, however, are elusive. They are often spotted only at the edge of vision, their delicate forms dissolving into the breeze if approached too closely. Some say their fleeting nature reflects the fragility of the natural world they represent, a reminder to treasure its beauty before it fades. In folklore, sprites are often associated with the elements, particularly air and light. They are said to guide travelers who lose their limb at dusk, their luminous forms dancing ahead to lead the wanderer to safety. Others believe that sprites act as messengers between the mortal realm and the fairy world, their swift wings carrying whispers and secrets across great distances. Their temperament is closely tied to their environment. A tranquil meadow may host sprites that are playful and serene, their glowing trails weaving a symphony of light. But a stormy night can reveal another side of them. Restless, wild, their energy swirling like the winds they call home. Though sprites are often unseen, their influence lingers in the air around us. A sudden breeze on a still evening, the sparkle of light on a dewdrop, or the gentle flutter of petals in the wind. All may be signs of their invisible presence, a silent testament to their role as stewards of the delicate beauty of the world. As we bid farewell to the sprites, the air grows still once more, their light fading into the quiet of the night. Yet, the memory of their presence lingers, a reminder of the magic that dances unseen in the spaces around us. And now, From the airy heights we descend to meet the Sylphs, guardians of the wind, who shape the very breath of the skies. High above the earth, where the clouds drift lazily across the expanse of blue, resides a fairy so delicate and transient that it seems made of the very air we breathe. These are the Sylphs, guardians of the wind and caretakers of the skies. Sylphs are beings of elemental grace, born from the whispering winds that encircle the world. Their forms are said to be tall and slender, almost translucent, shimmering faintly as if carved from mist. Their movements, fluid and gentle, mimic the ebb and flow of the breeze itself. Sylphs are often depicted in flowing garments that ripple, as though perpetually caught in a soft gust, their presence felt rather than fully seen. Legends of Sylphs emerged during the Renaissance, particularly in the writings of Paracelsus, the famed Swiss physician and alchemist. He described them as elemental spirits of the air, charged with the vital task of maintaining its purity and balance. To the untrained eye, they are invisible, their essence so intertwined with the atmosphere that only in rare moments, when the air feels charged with energy, might one sense their fleeting presence. Sylphs are said to govern the winds, shaping breezes that caress the earth and guiding tempests that sweep across the skies. A gentle, cooling zephyr on a hot summer's day is thought to carry a sylph's touch, while the swirling gusts of an autumn storm speak of their wild, untamed side. In folklore, they are credited with dispersing stagnant air and ensuring that the world remains in constant dynamic motion. Despite their celestial domain, Sylphs are not distant beings. They are deeply connected to life on earth, their breezes stirring the leaves, carrying seeds to new homes, and spreading the pollen that brings forth growth. Some say that Sylphs inspire clarity of thought, their airy touch lifting the fog of the mind, much like they sweep away clouds from the sky. In mythology, Sylphs have often been viewed as protectors of freedom and movement. Their nature, boundless and ever-shifting, reflects the liberty they embody. They guide birds on their migrations, help ships find favorable winds, and sometimes even whisper forgotten secrets to those who listen to the breeze. Though they are creatures of beauty and grace, Sylphs are also reminders of the air's power and unpredictability. A sudden, biting gale or a swirling vortex of wind serves as a testament to their duality. Both gentle caretakers and formidable forces of nature. As we stand beneath the open sky, feeling the caress of the wind against our skin, we may unknowingly share a moment with the Sylphs. They exist in the spaces we cannot see, their presence woven into the very fabric of life. From the guardians of the skies, we now descend into shadowed places where mysterious and mischievous fairies dwell. The enigmatic goblins, creatures of mischief and intrigue. Beneath the soft earth and within the shadows of the deep woods lie hidden realms, where the light scarcely ventures. Here among craggy rocks and forgotten ruins dwell the goblins, enigmatic fairies known for their mischief, cunning, and unquenchable greed. Goblins have long been fixtures of folklore, their stories whispered in hushed tones around firesides. These small, often impish creatures are said to be as varied as the lands they inhabit, typically short and stocky, with gnarled features, pointed ears, and sharp, twinkling eyes. Goblins possess a rugged appearance that mirrors the caves and burrows they call home. Their earthy, weathered skin, is often described as grey or green, and their clothing, if they wear any, is crafted from scraps of leather, bark, or pilfered goods. Though they are not inherently malevolent, goblins are undeniably mischievous. They are drawn to shiny objects and valuables, often stealing trinkets from unsuspecting travellers or pilfering goods from nearby homes. It is said that a goblin's lair is a treasure trove of mismatched items, coin, button, jewels, and even simple objects like spoons and keys. They hoard these things not out of need, but for the sheer joy of possessing them. Their tricks, while frustrating, are seldom dangerous. Shoes left out overnight might be stolen or filled with mud. Doors may mysteriously creak open at night, or objects might disappear, only to turn up in the most peculiar places. Goblins delight in creating minor chaos, their laughter echoing unseen as they revel in their pranks. Despite their reputation for trickery, goblins are not without redeeming qualities. In some tales they are skilled craftsmen, forging tools, weapons, or intricate works of art from the materials they collect. They are also known to share their knowledge of hidden treasures or underground secrets with those who earn their trust. Though doing so is no small feat, goblins are deeply tied to the earth. Their presence often associated with caves, mines, and rocky landscapes. They are said to guard precious minerals and gemstones, acting as both their protectors and their greatest thieves. This duality defines much of their nature, greedy yet generous, mischievous yet loyal to their kin. Legends caution against offending a goblin, as their pranks can quickly escalate to more troublesome endeavors. Yet, offerings of food, especially sweet treats, or shiny objects are said to placate them, earning a traveler safe passage through their domains. Some even believe that goblins, when treated kindly, may leave small gifts in return, a token of their unpredictable, but occasionally benevolent spirit. As we leave the shadowy world of goblins, we are reminded of their complex nature. Like the earth itself, they are both beautiful and rugged, playful and enigmatic. They remind us to respect the hidden corners of the world, where even the smallest creatures hold their secrets close. And now, from the depths of the earth, we ascend into the haunting realm of the Banshees, ethereal spirits, whose cries foretell the mysteries of fate. In the mist-laden landscapes of Ireland and Scotland, where rolling hills meet the shadows of ancient ruin, the air carries whispers of a spectral presence. This is the domain of the Banshee, an ethereal spirit whose haunting wail has both terrified and mesmerized those who hear it. The Banshee, known in Gaelic as Bean Seed or Woman of the Fairy Mound, is a figure steeped in lore. Her presence is not one of malice but of forewarning, as she is believed to herald the passing of a loved one. A messenger between the mortal and the spirit worlds, the Banshee is a guardian of family lineages, particularly those of ancient Celtic descent. Her appearance is said to vary, reflecting the sorrow she bears. At times she is depicted as a young maiden, her beauty radiant, yet mournful, her long hair flowing as if caught in an invisible wind. In other tales she appears as an elderly woman, her face lined with grief and her form shrouded in tattered cloaks. Whether youthful or aged, her most defining feature is her voice. A keening cry, so piercing and sorrowful that it seems to echo through the very soul. According to legend, the Banshee's lament is never random. Her cries are said to be heard by those whose family is marked by fate, often as a forewarning of death. or great change. In some stories, she appears near the family home, her silhouette framed by moonlight as she combs her long, silken hair. The comb, a symbol of vanity and fate, is often left behind, tempting the unwary to pick it up, a gesture said to invite her closer. Yet, for all her sorrowful cries, the Banshee is not a figure to be feared. She does not bring death, but merely announces its arrival. Some tales even describe her as a protector, mourning alongside the family and ensuring that the passing is honored and acknowledged. In this way, she embodies the delicate balance between life and death, a reminder of the interconnectedness of all things. The origins of the Banshee's legend are as ancient as the hills she is said to wander. In Celtic mythology, she is tied to the side, the fairy mounds believed to be gateways to the otherworld. These mounds, scattered across the Irish countryside, were thought to be the dwelling places of spirit who watched over the mortal realm. The Banshee, though solitary, is considered one of these fairy spirits, bound by her duty to the family she serves. Despite the sadness she evokes, her presence carries a quiet reverence. To hear her cry is to be reminded of life's fleeting nature, to cherish the moments we have and honor those who came before. Her wail, though mournful, is also a song of connection, bridging the realms of the living and the dead. As we leave the haunting beauty of the Banshee's world, we take with us a sense of awe for her role as a keeper of fate. She lingers not in malice, but in sorrow and purpose, reminding us that even in the shadow of loss there is a profound and sacred balance. From the keening cries of the Banshee, we now journey into the lush, enchanted forests where noble beings dwell. The radiant and enigmatic Elves, protectors of the woodland. Deep within the ancient forests, where sunlight filters through the high canopy like streams of liquid gold, resides one of the most delicate and enigmatic races of fairy folk, the Elves. Revered for their beauty, wisdom, and deep connection to the natural world, the Elves are the forest's noble stewards, protectors of its timeless secrets. Elves, often depicted in folklore and myth, are tall and graceful beings, their forms radiating an almost otherworldly glow. Their features are finely chiseled, their eyes bright and filled with a wisdom that seems to transcend the passage of time. Their attire is as much a part of their surroundings as the trees themselves. Robes of green and gold adorned with patterns that mimic the veins of leaves or the flow of rivers. Legends speak of elves as guardians of balance, beings who possess a profound understanding of the natural world. They are said to speak the language of the trees, their whispers carried on the wind, and to commune with the animals of the forest as equals. Some tales even describe elves as the architects of the landscape, shaping groves, streams and clearings with subtle magic to create places of unparalleled beauty. Elven dwellings are marvels in their own right, seamlessly blending with their environment. Their homes, often nestled in the boughs of ancient trees or hidden within hillsides, are illuminated by soft, glowing lights, reminiscent of fireflies or starlight. These structures are said to be crafted with such skill that they appear to grow naturally from the earth, leaving no trace of their creation. While elves are known for their benevolence, they are also fiercely protective of their realms. To tread carelessly into an elven forest is to risk their ire, for they guard their territory with quiet but unyielding resolve. Travelers who show respect and tread lightly may be rewarded with a glimpse of their beauty, while those who bring harm may find themselves lost, the forest conspiring to turn them away. Elves are also renowned for their artistry and craftsmanship, creating items of extraordinary beauty and power. Their weapons are said to be unerring, their music hauntingly beautiful, and their knowledge of healing unrivaled. Such gifts are rarely shared with outsiders, given only to those deemed truly worthy. In the quiet of the forest, where shadows play among the roots and the light dances through the leaves, one can almost feel their presence, a rustle too deliberate, a melody carried on the breeze, or the feeling of being watched by unseen eyes. These are the subtle signs of the elves, ever watchful and ever wary. As we leave their serene domain, we are reminded of the balance they strive to maintain, a harmony between the seen and the unseen. They are a testament to the enduring magic of the natural world, where beauty and wisdom reside in every leaf, every stream, and every whisper of the wind. And now we turn from the nobility of the forest to the hearth of the countryside, where mischievous yet helpful hobgoblins make their quiet presence known. In the heart of quiet country villages, and along the edges of farmland, there exists a peculiar breed of fairy folk known as hobgoblins. These small, sprightly creatures are as much a part of rural life as the fields and hedgerows themselves, weaving their own special kind of magic into the fabric of everyday existence. Known for their lively nature and playful spirit, hobgoblins are mischievous yet often surprisingly helpful, a curious combination that endears them to those who respect their ways. Hobgoblins are believed to be modest in appearance, standing about as high as a milk pail, with wiry frames, scruffy hair, and a perpetual glint of mischief in their eyes. Their clothing is often simple, crafted from scraps of cloth, worn leather, and bits of nature itself, leaves, twigs, and moss. Unlike their more troublesome relatives, the hobgoblins have a fondness for human company and often choose to dwell in or near homes, barns, and fields, lending a hand with daily chores when the mood strikes them. Folklore tells us that hobgoblins are the unseen helpers of the homestead. With a knack for small, practical tasks, they sweep floors, tend to animals, and even repair broken tools, all while the household sleeps. Their assistance, however, comes with one important rule: they must remain unseen. Should a human attempt to spy on them or express gratitude too openly, the hobgoblin will vanish, often never to return. Such is the nature of their work, discreet and humble, yet undeniably valuable. It is said that a small offering left out for a hobgoblin, perhaps a bowl of cream or a freshly baked biscuit, will keep them content and willing to lend their help. Indeed, many an old farmhouse kept a place near the hearth for such nightly offerings, a quiet gesture of respect for these spirited little helpers. Despite their helpfulness, hobgoblins are not without their trickster ways. They delight in harmless pranks, like misplacing a shoe, tying knots in a horse's mane, or moving objects just out of reach. These antics, though mildly frustrating, are never mean-spirited. They are the hobgoblin's way of adding a bit of humour and lightness to the lives they touch. Some say that a hobgoblin's tricks are meant to keep humans from becoming too serious, reminding them to laugh and find joy in the little things. In many rural communities, hobgoblins are thought to bring good luck, their presence a protective charm against misfortune. Families who are blessed with a hobgoblin's favor often enjoy prosperous harvests, healthy animals, and a harmonious household. In return, the people of the countryside have long respected these little tricksters, knowing that their quirks and whims are simply part of the magic they bring. As we leave the cozy world of hobgoblins, we carry with us a sense of warmth and gratitude for these hidden helpers. They remind us that even the smallest, most unseen acts of kindness add richness and joy to our lives, if only we're willing to welcome a little mischief along the way. And now, from the quiet cottages of the countryside, we make our way to the shadowy shores of lakes and rivers, where a different sort of fairy awaits. The elusive and powerful Kelpie, spirit of the deep waters. In the misty glens of Scotland, where still waters mirror the overcast sky, a mysterious being stirs beneath the surface. It is said that the Kelpie, the shape-shifting spirit bound to the waterways, emerges under the cloak of twilight, its sleek form gliding silently through rivers and lochs. Kelpies, among the most enigmatic of fairy folk, are creatures of profound beauty and danger. In their most common guise, they appear as majestic horses, their black or white coats glistening, as if perpetually wet. Yet their presence carries an eerie allure. Their manes, dark and dripping, seem to shimmer with a strange, otherworldly love. Beneath their enchanting exterior, however, lies a more complex and perilous nature. Legends tell of Kelpie's ability to transform at will, taking on human form to lure the unwary. Often described as tall and striking, with eyes as deep as the waters they inhabit, Kelpies possess a charisma that is difficult to resist. In either form, they exude an aura of mystery, drawing travelers closer to the water's edge, where danger may await. While stories of Kelpies vary, many describe them as guardians of their watery domains. They are said to embody the untamed spirit of Scotland's lochs and rivers, a reminder of nature's power and unpredictability. Some tales suggest that Kelpies serve as warnings, their presence urging caution near deep waters. Others, however, portray them as vengeful spirits, pulling those who dare to harm their realm into the depths. Despite their fearsome reputation, Kelpies are not without their moments of wonder. In some stories, they are said to guide lost travelers, their shimmering forms visible just long enough to lead the way back to safety. In others, they are protectors of hidden treasures buried beneath the water, their vigilance ensuring that such riches remain untouched by human hands. One enduring legend speaks of a Kelpie's bridle, an enchanted object said to grant control over the creature. To possess it, however, is a perilous task, for Kelpies do not relinquish their freedom easily. Those who succeed are thought to gain the strength of 10 horses, but the price of such power often carries its own tragic fate. To encounter a Kelpie is to witness the duality of nature itself. Its beauty and its danger, its allure and its mystery. Whether a fleeting glimpse of a horse-like figure beneath the waves or the haunting melody of a voice carried by the wind, the Kelpie remains one of Scotland's most compelling legends. As we leave the shadowy waters behind, we carry with us the haunting beauty of the Kelpie, a reminder of the depths that lie beneath still waters and the stories hidden in their reflection. And now, from the shadowed lochs, we journey to the open seas, where Selkies' mystical seal folk emerge from the waves to share their tales of love and longing. Where the land meets the sea, a veil of mystery lingers in the salt-laden air. It is here, along the rugged coasts of Scotland, Ireland, and the Orkney Isles, that the Selkies dwell. Enigmatic beings who traverse the boundary between sea and shore, slipping seamlessly between two worlds. Selkies are said to be seals in their natural state, gliding gracefully through the ocean depths with sleek, silvery grey pelts. However, beneath the waves lies a secret. They are shapeshifters capable of shedding their seal skins to reveal human forms of striking beauty. Legends describe Selkies as ethereal, with luminous eyes that hold the vastness of the ocean in a quiet, melancholic grace. The transformation from seal to human is a sacred act, one that allows Selkies to walk upon the land, if only for a time. On moonlit nights, they are said to gather on secluded shores, their seal skins carefully hidden as they dance and sing in human form. Their voices, haunting and melodic, carry the song of the sea, a sound both enchanting and sorrowful. In folklore, the Selkies' seal skin is the key to their freedom. Without it, they are bound to remain in human form, unable to return to the sea. Many tales speak of humans who, captivated by a Selkie's beauty, steal their skin to keep them on land as a spouse. Yet, the longing for the ocean is ever present, and the Selkies separated from the sea lives with a deep, unshakable sadness. Despite their yearning for the waves, Selkies are known for their kindness. Stories tell of Selkies aiding fishermen lost at sea, guiding them back to shore, or calming stormy waters to ensure safe passage. However, their trust is fragile, and betrayal such as the theft of their skin is met with heartbreak and eventual escape. One of the most poignant Selkie legends recounts the tale of a fisherman who falls in love with a Selkie maiden. He hides her sealskin, and they marry, raising children together. Yet one fateful day she discovers her skin, hidden in a chest. Torn between love for her family and her true home, she dons the skin and returns to the sea, leaving behind a legacy of bittersweet longing. Selkies embody the spirit of the ocean, wild, beautiful, and forever untamed. They remind us of the connection between humanity and the natural world, and of the yearning for freedom and belonging that lies within us all. As the tide ebbs and flows, carrying their stories across the waves, we are left with the quiet wonder of their dual existence. Creatures who dwell between two realms, yet fully belong to neither. And now, from the open seas to the misty marshlands, we follow the glow of mysterious lights that flicker and fade, guiding us toward the elusive will-o'-wisp. As twilight falls over the marshlands, faint orbs of light begin to dance in the distance. These elusive glimmers, known as will-o'-wisps, have long intrigued and bewildered those who wander near their domain. Flickering just beyond reach, they appear as lanterns swaying gently in the dark, luring travelers deeper into the unknown. The will-o'-wisps are among the most enigmatic of fairy folk, their origins shrouded in folklore across the globe, from the ignis fatuus, Latin for foolish fire, of European legends to the ghostly lights of Japan's Hitodama. These mysterious apparitions are said to inhabit swamps, marshes, and other liminal spaces where the earth meets water. In many tales, the will-o'-wisps are described as glowing spheres or faint flames, their colors shifting between pale blue, green, and golden yellow. They are often seen flickering above the damp ground or hovering over still waters, their light eerily mesmerizing. But their beauty is tempered by an air of mischief. Legend has it that these lights are fairy tricks, meant to confuse and mislead those who stray too close. Folklore varies in its interpretation of the will-o'-wisps' intentions. In some regions, they are thought to be the spirits of the departed, wandering restlessly in search of peace. In others, they are considered guardians of hidden treasures, their lights marking the spots where riches are buried deep within the earth. Yet not all encounters with the will-o'-wisps are benign. Many tales warn of their deceptive nature. Travelers who follow the lights too eagerly may find themselves led astray, lost in the labyrinth of the marsh, unable to find their way back. Despite their reputation for mischief, the will-o'-wisps also embody a certain poetic beauty. They are symbols of the unknown, drawing us toward the mysteries of the natural world. Some believe that these lights appear to those seeking answers, leading them on a journey of discovery, not just through the marshes, but within themselves. Modern science offers a different perspective, suggesting that the lights may be caused by the combustion of gases released from decaying organic matter in wetlands. But even with this explanation, the ethereal quality of the will-o'-wisps remains. Their flickering presence continues to inspire stories, painting the marshlands as places of enchantment and wonder. To see a will-o'-wisp is to catch a glimpse of the fleeting and the ephemeral, a reminder of how the natural world can be both enchanting and mysterious. Whether a guide, a trickster, or a mere illusion, their presence lingers in the imagination, much like the faint glow they leave behind. From the glowing lanterns of the swamp, we turn our gaze to the cradle of folklore, where fairies exchange children with a cunning touch. Prepare to enter the haunting world of the Changelings. Among the many tales of fairy folk, few are as poignant and enigmatic as the stories of changelings. These creatures, intertwined with the fears and mysteries of human life, embody the fairies' most peculiar fascination. The lives of mortal children. Changelings, according to folklore, are fairy offspring secretly exchanged for human infants. The reasons for these swaps vary across cultures. Some believe that the fairies, entranced by the purity and vitality of human children, long to raise them as their own. Others suggest that the frail fairy infants, unable to thrive in their own world, are left in the care of humans, hidden beneath the guise of a child seemingly stricken by illness or mischief. The changelings left behind are said to differ subtly from the children they replace. In some tales, they are described as unnaturally quiet or distant, their wide eyes filled with an eerie intelligence. Others depict them as mischievous, their behavior unpredictable and perplexing to their caretakers. Over time, these differences lead to suspicion, giving rise to the unsettling realization that the child is not their own. In many legends, certain signs betray the presence of a changeling. A child who cries incessantly, resists nourishment, or displays an uncanny knowledge of the world is often believed to be a fairy substitute. To reveal the changeling's true nature, old remedies and rituals were employed, ranging from the placement of iron near the crib, believed to repel fairies, to reciting protective blessings, or even confronting the fairy with trickery of their own. While these stories may seem fantastical, They often reflect deep-seated fears and struggles of life in the past. In an age when childhood illnesses were poorly understood and infant mortality was heartbreakingly common, changeling legends offered a way to explain the inexplicable, a bridge between grief and understanding, however imperfect. Yet not all changeling stories are fraught with sorrow. Some end with the human child's joyful return, exchanged back when the fairies are either appeased or outwitted. Others suggest that the changeling, treated with love and care, might grow into a being of extraordinary beauty or talent, a gift from the fairy realm to the mortal world. Changelings remind us of the blurred line between myth and reality, where the unknown finds expression in stories of loss, love, and wonder. They are a testament to the power of human imagination, a way to make sense of life's deepest mysteries. As the flames of the hearth grow dim, we leave behind the haunting world of changelings, their stories lingering like echoes in the quiet night. From the fragile and mysterious changelings, we journey now to the towering mountains, where ancient giants dwell. Prepare to meet the mighty trolls, guardians of stone and shadow. High in the shadow of towering peaks, where the air grows thin and the earth feels ancient, dwell the trolls. Massive beings born of stone and earth, these enigmatic giants steeped in Norse and Scandinavian folklore are said to embody the raw, untamed power of the mountains and caves they call home. Trolls are often described as colossal, their rough, craggy skin blending seamlessly with the rocky terrain. Their forms, rugged and asymmetrical, seem shaped by the elements themselves. Weathered by wind, rain, and time, their eyes, small yet piercing, are said to glimmer faintly in the dark, like embers glowing in the depths of a cave. Legends depict trolls as both fearsome and reclusive, avoiding the light of day at all costs. It is said that sunlight turns them to stone, freezing them in eternal slumber and leaving behind the towering rock formations that dot the Scandinavian landscape. These petrified forms, weathered by centuries, serve as silent reminders of their presence, standing watch over the valleys below. Trolls are creatures of the earth, deeply attuned to the rhythms of the natural world. In many tales, they are portrayed as protectors of their mountain domains, guarding treasures hidden deep within the earth, or watching over ancient forests. While their size and strength inspire awe, they are not inherently malevolent. Trolls value their solitude and are often content to remain undisturbed, provided their territories are respected. Despite their reclusive nature, trolls are not without a certain rough charm. In folklore, they are sometimes depicted as clumsy or slow-witted, their lumbering movements belying their immense power. Others tell of trolls with a surprising fondness for music, their deep, resonant voices echoing through the mountains in haunting songs or playful calls. The troll's dual nature, both formidable and strangely endearing, has inspired countless stories. Some speak of their legendary strength, capable of shifting mountains and carving valleys with a single blow. Others recount tales of cunning mortals who outwit them, often through clever tricks or the use of sunlight to turn them to stone. In the modern age, trolls remain a powerful symbol of the natural world's resilience and mystery. They remind us of the ancient forces that shaped our planet, forces that continue to linger, silent but ever present, in the peaks and valleys of the earth. As we bid farewell to the trolls, their towering forms retreat, into the shadows of the mountains, blending once more with the rugged landscape. They leave us with a sense of reverence for the untamed beauty of nature, a world both vast and enduring, filled with stories waiting to be discovered. And so our journey through the realms of fairy comes to an end. Thank you for joining me tonight on this magical journey through the world of fairy folk. I hope their stories brought a sense of wonder and tranquility to your evening. Until next time, this is Mooncat signing off.